I had to videotape this because I've never seen anything like this before. Look at all these huge palm trees. I have seen that in certain places, but to be that tall, that is really rare. See that sometimes in Florida, but certainly not very often. And then in the backdrop, you've got mountains right there. That's really cool. What a neat area. I'm just gonna pull to the side. It's just so busy. Just let everybody come through. I don't know what these people are doing, but I'm just gonna let them all go by. Wow, they make these roads narrow. I wonder why. I don't know what that's all about. There's a lawn care guy. Man, that's neat. All right, well, I'm getting close to the mountain. Eventually, something's going to happen here. Man, I'm surprised there's not more accidents. There's just so many blind spots. You just got to kind of hope for the best. Jeez. Man, that's neat. This is definitely a neat area. Look at these palm trees. They're huge. I've seen really tall ones in, you know, Fort Myers Beach and stuff like that, but they are not that tall. Wow. And then the background of the mountains, that's awesome. I see winding trails going up. I have no idea if that's dirt bike trails or if it's off limits or if that's a road or what's going on. But I'm gonna try to get up there. Even if I have to hike up there or rent a dirt bike or something, I don't know. But I'm getting close. No, definitely a beautiful area. Everyone that lives here though says it's really not a great place to live. They just say that it's crime and it's super expensive and all kinds of stuff like that. But I see why people want to be here. I mean, you're an hour from anything cool. You can go skiing within an hour. You can go to the beach. There's a lot of things to do in this area. You can see a lot of those. A lot of G-Wagons. Look at that. Look, they got a mountain in their backyard. Oh my gosh. And it never rains here, but it's pretty lush. And that's just because, like, it doesn't rain, but like last night there was like a little bit of a mist. You know what I mean? And then just kind of that fog that comes in every morning and stuff just kind of brings moisture into the air. And that's really all it needs to keep everything alive and nice and stuff. So they don't get the huge rainstorms, they just don't get rain. Which is amazing because you would think that without rain. Alright, it says no outlet. Oh my gosh. These mountains are definitely nothing like Tennessee mountains. Wow. It's like all or nothing. Look at that. Wow. Okay, let's see. Wow. Look at that house, and then it just has a mountain in the backyard. Huh. There's more huge palm trees. Those palm trees have got to be super old to be that tall. They're tall and thin. And something that I learned from a friend of mine that has done all kinds of college and stuff, and he told me that the bigger the bigger around the palm tree is, the more water it's been exposed to. Basically, the trunk of a palm tree is like 80-90% water. It's just all like fibers. It's not like a real tree. And it has a ball root, you know what I mean? So they can fall over pretty easily because they don't have like roots like an oak tree would or something, you know? So that's why you can just pop one out of the ground. Or if there's a hurricane in Florida, you'll see a bunch of them at a 45-degree angle, and the city just comes through and pops them straight and puts a couple boards up to hold them in place till they kind of settle in. So palm trees are not really even a tree. I don't know really what you'd consider them, but anyway. And then if you ever see a bulge in a palm tree, that means that was a season that had tons of rain or flooding. So sometimes if you ever look at a palm, you'll see somewhere near the base, somewhere near the top, something, you'll see that you know, it's bigger. So if it's bigger, then it had a lot of water. So you could actually go back in time and look at a palm tree, and you'd be able to figure out what years it flooded and which years it had more water and which years it had less water. So I'll show you a palm tree just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Yeah, that one there, I mean, the base is smaller than the top, but it must be pretty consistent here because the palms just really don't look like that here. Well, that one there, see how thin it gets in the middle? See how big it is on the bottom, and then it gets thin, and then it gets fat again? See how they're all like that? That means that there was a lack of water for a couple of years in there, and that's why they're smaller. So there you go. Now you learned something today. Man, this is something. This is why I like traveling, because you would never really know this. Like, how do you get up to those houses up there? There's got to be roads to get up there. Man, if I had a motorcycle, this would be so much fun, just to go tour for a day. It's not a motorcycle, you just see so much more, and you just can smell so much things as you drive by that you never even notice. And things like that. Being on a motorcycle is really neat for traveling. Man, look at all these houses up here. There's a way to get up there because they're up there. Look at them all up there on that hill. Oh man. It's bogging down the car, so it's definitely getting steep. So I'm doing it. I'm getting up the mountain. Man, look at that. What wild terrain. This is something else. Man. From here, those houses look straight up. Like if you fell off that house up there, you'd go straight down. Like that. Look at the angle on that. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't think you could climb that. I think you'd need ropes to climb up to that house. Wow. Looks like it came to a dead end. Wow, that was pretty neat. That was about as far up the mountains as I could go. I mean, it's so narrow between people's trash cans sitting out and people trying to come the other way and stuff. I mean, man, you gotta really be on your toes, that's for sure. But yeah, that's as far up as I could find. There's gotta be ways to get up a little bit farther though. And I feel I'm climbing elevation right now, I can tell. So maybe I'll be able to find some other ways to get up the mountain. But it's just some of these plants I've never seen. Like that right there. I don't know what that would be. Is that a shrub? Is that a pine tree? You know? big, huge oak trees. I think they're oak trees. Wow. Man. Yeah, there's lots of different stuff here. You know, Jim calls stuff invasive. Jim calls stuff invasive species, you know, like people have brought things to Florida that were not, you know, native there. And so invasive species are, there's lots of stuff like that. So some of this stuff might have gotten brought over from some other country and planted here and stuff and everything, and that's how a lot of these plants and trees and things like that have come over. Like people that are super rich and they have every single thing, they'll go travel across the world and get plants from other countries that they've seen in their travels and stuff, and go get them and bring them back here just as a flex, you know, to where they're the only person with that type of shrub or that type of tree or plant or flower or whatever. And that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. So anyway, I have no idea. It'd be kind of neat. I would love to drive around here with Jim, because he would tell me all about which ones are invasive and which ones are native to being here and stuff. And so like the Coco Limbo, yeah, I think it's Coco Limbo tree. He used to just cut off a limb and jam it in the ground, and it just grows into a tree, another tree. So you could have one Coco Limbo tree and just wait for it to grow for a couple of years, because they grow quick. Cut off limbs, jam them in the ground, and there you go. People used to make fences out of them. They would so basically you've got little tiny live trees all in a row, and there you go. You've got a fence that just maintains itself. It holds up itself. You don't have to do anything. So anyway, for some reason I've gotten kind of interested in all that stuff once I learned all that from Jim. All the different kinds of palm trees. I mean, there's probably 10, 15 different palm trees that I know of. And I don't know the names of them all. I had some of them memorized before. Oh wow, I can tell it's getting like this. How am I supposed to get by this guy here? This is crazy. I have to pull over so you can come by, and look, he just blows by me. Oh my God, I'm sure glad I got insurance on this thing. Is this a dead end? No, here's a road. Caution, driveways ahead. Look at this guy ripping up here. This is cool. Oh my gosh. Now we're going down. Wow. That was a neat road. That was a very neat road. Huh. See that? I can't see shit. Alright, here we go. Okay, what do we got? I want to take a left. Man, look at that street though. That's crazy. I love it. That is awesome. You're going up into a mountain with all the palm trees surrounding everything. Jeez. Yeah, if I was rich, absolutely this is where I would live. Holy cow. Jeez. Now you can see why everyone would want to live here. And from what I see, a lot of these people kind of look like everyday people too. And I don't see it overrun with cops either. I haven't seen a cop in all day, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I saw a cop all day. And I've been driving around for a couple hours. There's a lot of cops in Florida. And in Tennessee and Georgia, all those places. Wow. And they don't have flooding problems either. Oh man, if it rained around here, holy cow, it would be a flooding nightmare. It would have to be. Look at that, there's a house there and then there's a house down there. And it's like the road is kind of separating. The one on the left is elevated and the one on the right is a drop off. Like, look at that, it's like straight down to another house. Huh. Wow, this is pretty steep right here. Yeah, it probably doesn't look like it, but it's definitely really steep. So far, I've only been able to get so far, and then eventually the road just stops. So I haven't been able to get up actually to the top of the mountain. So maybe they don't let you build, you know? Because if people could build, they would build at the very top. Look at that. I see steps going up behind the house. But that must be their own personal trail. Maybe the homeowner owns that. Jeez. Ooh, that's a pretty cool view. We're up pretty high now. Yeah, look at that. You can see like 2 or 3 mountain ranges. See it out there? Every one of these people has a story too on how they're able to afford to live out here, you know? And these are not cookie cutter houses either. I love this. Like, I don't like neighborhoods, HOA, and every single house is the same, and it's just, that's ridiculous. This is awesome. Every single house is its own, designed, and it looks like, look at the mountain. That's why it doesn't grow a lot of stuff on it. It looks like it's all rock. Man, that's a pretty cool view. I wish I could park. I wonder if I can park back there and walk out here and get a good view. Jeez. it just keeps going. Man, this is one of the neatest cruises I think I've ever taken. This is way cooler than going through Tennessee mountains. Tennessee mountains are very rural. You don't have neighborhoods up in a mountain. At least I haven't seen it. I've tried finding it too. I went to the Tail of the Dragon and I cruised all around trying to see what would be the neatest spot in Tennessee to check out. And honestly wasn't very impressed. It was real rainy and the roads are real windy and stuff, and you know, so there's some cabins up there and some houses up there, but they're not built like this and they're not set up like this and stuff at all. But every house has to be different because of the layout, you know. Man. I'm gonna go straight. That looks like that's a park. I'll go back there and get out of the car, take it easy for a minute. Everything is so lush and so nice and stuff, you think that everywhere you go is a park. You know, it's like, oh, this is a park. Oh no, this is just a neighborhood. Wow. Yeah, it's just a neighborhood. This isn't quite as cool as up there on the mountain. All right, I'll make a video later.